making a video today that was inspired yesterday when I was eating a store-bought brand of protein cookie, and at first bite it was chewy. It was a better texture than most protein bars that I get. I have an issue with like that tough, really gooey texture of a lot of protein bars, and so wanting something soft with a cookie texture, which I did get from the store-bought one. I was so happy, but then that aftertaste hits, that proteiny taste that every like protein bar or protein powder has. Just like in an old infomercial, I was thinking to myself, there's gotta be a better way. And for about the same amount of calories, I was able to concoct my own protein cookie. I absolutely had no recipe for this, but kind of looked at ingredients that are in other protein cookies, looked at what I have in my pantry. I did measure as I went along and used my scale while I was making it so that I could report back and give you guys measurements of what I put in there.
The first ingredient is 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. You can measure this with a measuring tablespoon. I personally like to minimize the amount of utensils I take out and will have to wash later. And I know that I'm going to need a fork to mix everything up. So I just went ahead and used the fork. Then I'm going to add 1 serving size cup, which is equal to about half a cup of unsweetened applesauce. You could add some honey or stevia here if you like a little sweetness, or use a mashed banana instead of the applesauce to give you a little bit sweeter base. And banana will also help cover up that protein powder taste a little bit better in hindsight, but applesauce was a little bit easier than mashing a banana, and my bananas were not too ripe. So next I add 1 egg and just give it another good mix. Then my fun fall ingredient is pumpkin spice. This mix is $1 at Big Lots, but you can use any pumpkin pie spice seasoning. If you don't have a blend, you can just use a little nutmeg, clove, ginger, and cinnamon. I put a dash of salt and a dash of vanilla extract and give that all another good mix. When it comes to the baking powder and baking soda, I would say it's about 1/8 of a teaspoon or less. The spoon I'm using here is a 1/4 teaspoon, but I have that less than half filled. I'm just putting a tiny dash of baking powder and then another tiny dash of baking soda to kind of give this some cookie-like texture. Then give it all a good mix and add half a scoop of the protein powder of your choice. Mine is a vegan chocolate protein powder. You could use any flavor kind that you like. Give this a really good mix. Make sure there's no powder stuck to the sides of the bowl. Then I'm going to add 2 packets of plain unsweetened instant oatmeal, which is equal to about 1.5 cups of rolled oats. You can put these in the food processor if you want to turn it into more like an oat flour, if you don't like to have the whole oats in your cookie, or you could use almond flour, any other kind of flour that you prefer. Give this all a good mix until it's about a cookie-like texture, and this was going to be the final ingredient, but I was still smelling kind of a strong protein powdery smell, so I thought it could use another little something to spruce up the taste of it. So I did go grab some chocolate chips, and I used only 15 grams of chocolate chips, which is only 1 serving of chocolate chips that I'm going to mix in, and this is going to make about 4 large protein cookies. So it's not really that much chocolate or adding that much calories, but it's going to be a nice little pop of something in each bite. This has a little bit of a sticky consistency, and so I'm going to let it chill in the fridge for a few minutes, maybe about 10 to 15 minutes only, to set into a scoopable consistency. And then I'm just going to plop it onto some parchment and shape these out. The batter is a little sticky, but the parchment should prevent anything from sticking Just make sure they're all roughly the same size so they finish cooking at the same time. And they go into a 350-degree oven. Alrighty, so 15 minutes later, they are fully cooked. They're pretty firm. I did kind of poke them with a knife to make sure they were firm in the middle. And even though they sort of look like a hamburger patty, they don't look so beautiful. They do look like they're going to be good. They didn't stick to the paper at all. And they're holding together really well. So that's a big criteria of having a portable snack, is that it's not going to crumble and fall apart on you. It does stay together, which is more than I can say for my homemade protein bars, which I can show you guys another day. This definitely has a softer, springier cookie-like texture, but the real test will be in the taste. I'm really mulling it over here, and of course it does take a couple of bites to really form an accurate assessment of the taste. Just another quality control bite or two, and then I can tell you guys what I think of them.
Okay, so overall, taste, don't think I successfully hit the taste of the protein, even though there's only half a scoop of protein powder split among 4 cookies. The taste is not bad. It tastes like oatmeal, and then it does still have that proteiny taste. The pumpkin spice, I probably could have added a little bit more, and I think I could have added a little more sweetness, maybe some honey or some stevia, but it does have less of that aftertaste than the store-bought cookie, and I think overall it's just healthier, whole food ingredients, no sugar alcohols or artificial sweeteners. I would go with my homemade version. It is not bad. I would definitely think you should give it a try. Let me know how they turn out if you try them, and let me know if there's any other store-bought snacks that you would like to see a homemade version of, and I can experiment and see what I come up with. So sitting here in retrospect, I would say my cookies turned out the same in comparison to the store-bought, but definitely cheaper and healthier. So that gives it the edge. I mean, I wouldn't say they were like so much more delicious or such a better texture. Like texture for the store-bought cookie, I would give it like maybe 8 out of 10, and mine maybe 8.5 out of 10. For taste, I'm giving the store-bought maybe 5 out of 10, mine maybe 6 out of 10. And for presentation, store-bought, I would say 7 out of 10. Mine probably 5 out of 10. Kind of looks like a hamburger patty, so it's not like the most delicious looking cookie. It does pack the punch of nutrition, and it does fit the intention of a portable healthy snack.
Here are the nutrition facts. My homemade one is on the left and store-bought is on the right. Calories are almost exactly the same. The main difference is in the macros. And I know everybody has different macro goals, so definitely choose whatever works best for you. You could always substitute almond flour for lower carbs or add some coconut oil for extra fat if you're on a keto diet.
If you like to see more of my experiments around the house in DIY, then give me a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you next time.